The Flipside Story of Easy Mill. In a time when most artists follow the algorithm, chasing likes and shares, one Filipino-American dared to challenge the system, not just with his talent, but with his truth. He didn't climb the ladder quietly. He kicked it down, built his own, and left the industry staring. His name? Easy Mill. You might know him from Panalo, a track so fiery it crossed oceans. But that's just the surface. Beneath the hype, the views, the controversy, lies a story far more raw, far more radical. This isn't just about music. This is about a storm that shook the culture. Born Ezekiel Miller in Olongapo City, Easy Mill didn't have a red carpet to walk on. What he had was a mixtape of struggle, diaspora, and identity crisis. His early life was split between the Philippines and the US, between wanting to belong and refusing to be boxed in. He wasn't raised to be comfortable. He was forged in friction. While others his age were mimicking Western trends, Easy Mill was dissecting them, mixing Ilocano, Tagalog, and English like ingredients in a cultural Molotov cocktail. His music wasn't just art, it was argument. Each verse a protest, each beat a dare. Then came the explosion. When Panalo dropped, it didn't just trend. It erupted. A fast-spitting anthem that celebrated Filipino pride and independence, it felt like a sonic revolution. But within days, celebration turned to criticism. The controversy? A reference to lapu-lapu that had historians and purists clutching their pearls. The internet did what it does best, divided. Some praised him as a genius. Others slammed him as ignorant. But here's the flip side. Easy Mill didn't fold. He faced it head-on. Apologized for the historical inaccuracy, but not for his message. Because the point was never about accuracy. It was about awakening. See, what most people missed was the why behind Panalo. Easy Mill wasn't trying to rewrite history. He was trying to reignite identity. In a country and culture often overlooked globally, he dared to scream, "Look at us." And he didn't whisper it politely. He roared. But with that roar came real-world consequences. He was labeled too aggressive, too Western, too brash, too political, too controversial. He was told to tone it down. But that's not how he was wired. Easy Mill didn't come to blend in. He came to wake us up. The most shocking thing? He succeeded. In less than a year, this underground artist found himself on the Wish bus, on major streaming platforms, and then, shockingly, on Eminem's radar. That's right. The rap god himself noticed the storm. Before long, Easy Mill became the first Filipino artist to sign with Eminem and Dr. Dre's labels. That's not just history. That's heresy against the old rules of the game. He didn't wait for the gatekeepers to invite him in. He kicked down the doors of hip-hop's holy temple. But that moment wasn't just a win for Easy Mill. It was a win for every Filipino kid who felt invisible in global spaces. For every aspiring artist told their accent was a flaw. For every immigrant trying to hold on to roots while reaching for the sky. And yet, here's the deeper flip side. With international fame came more pressure, more criticism. People said he was selling out, turning too American, diluting his Pinoy-ness. Suddenly, the very people he represented were questioning his loyalty. That's the curse of representation. When you carry a flag on your back, everyone watches your step. Every choice becomes political. Every lyric becomes a battleground. But Easy Mill didn't retreat. He responded the only way he knew how, through evolution. His new tracks carried heavier themes. Self-doubt, industry traps, cultural identity, depression. His lyrics became therapy sessions. He exposed his pain, his confusion, his flaws. And by doing so, he gave voice to a generation raised between cultures, between languages, between expectations. He refused to be perfect. He chose to be real. And that's his real rebellion. Easy Mill isn't trying to be the face of a nation. He's trying to be the voice of complexity. Because being Filipino isn't one-dimensional. It's not just barongs and jeepneys and historic warriors. It's struggle. It's diaspora. It's reinvention. It's conflict. And his music doesn't hide from that. It dives headfirst into it. That's what makes him dangerous and necessary. He challenges what it means to be proud, to be Filipino, to be an artist. He shows that identity isn't a costume you wear to please others, it's a fight you wage to stay whole. So what do we take from all this? The flip side of Easy Mill's rise isn't just fame, it's the friction he forces us to face. About our culture, about our silence, about our fear of being too loud, too different, too bold. He's not just an artist, he's a mirror that reflects not who we pretend to be, but who we are when we stop hiding. The fire in his music isn't just his, it's ours. It's the fire of every Filipino who's had to prove their worth, who's had to battle invisibility, who's had to shout just to be heard in rooms that weren't built for us. So whether you love him or hate him, Easy Mill is a force. One that can't be ignored. Because he didn't just make it. He made noise, loud enough to wake a sleeping culture. And he's just getting started. Now, let's turn mic to you. What do you think is the cost of speaking your truth when the world demands silence? Has Easy Mill's journey changed the way you see Filipino identity or your own? Do we celebrate our rebels enough, or only after they've conquered the world? I want to hear from you. Because in a world obsessed with trends, sometimes the most radical thing you can do is stand for something timeless. Let's talk.